you doing today? I know you've come here to see how you can eliminate $49,000 in credit card debt. So we're going to jump right into it. So, many as you know, we have all gotten a credit card debt before, but there's a strategy and a way to get out of that credit card debt. You don't have to stay in it. You don't have to make those bare minimum monthly payments. Although you're doing good on that, there's a way to stop that bleed. And this person's particular situation, you can tell there's a Chase, American Express, Capital One, and Discover. We have all probably heard of those, so we probably all have had several of them. But for this particular individual, we have to understand there's a thing called a debt tool. A debt tool is something you use to eliminate that debt completely. In this situation here, I'm going to propose, look, your homeowner, take out a home equity line of credit. $50,000 is going to take care of it. Their credit card debt, total debt is $49,000. Just take what you need so it can work to do what you need to do. $50,000. With the home equity line of credit, the difference with this is that it's open-ended, which means you can take it, you can pay it back, you can take it, you can pay it back. And it's usually what they call a 20-year repayment period, which it means is you're taking out 10 years, you're drawing from 10 years out of the HELOC, you're paying back for 10 years. My suggestion is this: if you're going to go ahead and take and use a HELOC, don't just use it for one thing, use it for multiple things. In this strategy here with Velocity Banking, they can pay this $50,000 off with their current income in 14 months. So if you have 10 years you can draw from out of your HELOC, you can pay off to pay down your mortgage. If not, pay it off with that 50,000. You're just going to rinse and repeat. You can pay off a car with that. You can even pay off a business expenses, maybe. You can pay off all kinds of things because it's open-ended. Unlike when you go and get a loan is an amortization schedule. It's the same way, same payments for the next 5, 10, in mortgage cases, 30 years. With this being a home equity line of credit, you can just take as you need, put back, take and put back. That's why I'm going to always encourage a line of credit. So don't say, what's another debt tool? It's not another debt accumulator, it's a debt tool. So it's going to help you to reach your goals as long as you handle it the right way. With this particular person, you can tell they bring in $4,700 a month. Their expenses are about $3,000 a month, but they have a positive cash flow about $1,600. We always focus on cash flow when it comes to velocity banking because that's what you use to pay down your debts. Take a look at this chart here. Notice that they have $49,000 in debt. Look at that. They're paying Chase $322 a year to pay back, a month to pay back that $10,000. They're paying Discover $499. American Express is getting $408. Capital One is getting $433 for a grand total of $1,662. My proposal is, listen, you're a homeowner. Use a home equity line of credit. 8% is prime. Don't worry about the interest rate. It's going to work and do what it needs to do. I want to just stop this person from bleeding $1,662 a month. So we're going to take out that line of credit, HELOC. We're going to pay off that $49,243. They're done. They don't have any more debt when it comes to credit cards, but they do have a debt, which is their home equity line of credit. Not a problem. We're going to target all of their positive cash flow into the home equity line of credit. That is how velocity banking works. We're going to pay it down quickly. Speed banking. We're going to pay it down fast. So look at this, you guys, because they don't have this anymore. They're freed up an additional $1,662. I'm going to do no brainer. I'm going to take the 1657 cash flow added to the 1662 for a grand total of $3,320. That's going to pay this down rapid form. I'm going to show you about 3 months worth. But once I show you how to do this strategy, you can rinse and repeat, and you can do the exact same thing when it comes to your finances. So we know they owe $49,243. That's after they pay all this debt off. So they're going to take all of their positive cash flow, inject it in here to bring this balance down. When we take that 3,320 minus the 49,243, they're at $45,923. Not bad for the first month. But because they have a line of credit at 8%, they're required to pay on their balance that they have due at the end of the month for this one. For this one here, 45,923, we're going to times it by 8% interest rate divided by 12 for our monthly payment, which is $306. Not bad when you were paying $1,662. Follow me. So once again, they're at $45,617. Second month, they get paid, they pay all their bills. They have a positive cash flow of $3,320. We're going to inject it in here. Brings this balance down to 42,297. But wait, cost of doing business, because we have this balance here. We're going to take this balance, we're going to times by the 8% divided by 12. They owe 282 for this month. Not bad. Remember, we were at 306. But the difference is when you take out your home equity line of credit, as you pay down your balance, your payments due per month, they do decrease. That's the difference, folks. With the amortization schedule, you're going to pay a set amount of payment a month. They're going to divvy out so much to the interest and a little bit to the principal. That is how you get locked in. This is a home equity line of credit. On line of credit is open-ended. You can borrow as you need, pay it back. Borrow as you need, pay it back. When it comes to loan, you can't borrow from a loan. They're not going to let you do that. If anything, they're going to front load that loan with interest. Let's say you have a car payment for 5 years, right? What's going to happen is that you're not going to start paying on that car until probably about year 3, only because they're going to take all the money and put it towards interest to pay the banker back. So basically, you're paying for his car first, and then you'll actually finally get to your car. When you do velocity banking, you operate in a whole different realm. You're not going pillar to post. You're not trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. You have $50,000 you're sitting on, and when you pay that down, you can still pick and pull from it. Let's say this person here, we're going to get off a little bit so you can know how this works. Let's say that person wanted to go on maybe a vacation, $2,000. Not a problem. Maybe you just want to do your velocity banking strategy that month. That way you're not going without. When you have like bills, you're trying to pay bills, you can get stuck in the rut of always paying bills. This is okay to treat yourself because you know your goal is you're going to pay down your debt quicker anyway. So feel free to treat yourself. Let's say you had a bad month where your car, your tires had to be replaced. It's okay to jump off. You got $50,000 that you're sitting on that you're paying back. So when you pay back, you have that amount going back in there so you can borrow from that. So it's okay. Get your new cars. I'm sorry, get your new car tires. Take care of yourself. Get your oil changes, all those kind of things. So don't feel like you have to make this payment every single month. Now you're required to make your interest payment, which is fine. You're going to make your interest payment. Anything extra is going to go towards the principal, which is great. You're already going to pay off $49,000 in 14 months as compared to paying all those bare minimum payments for 5 to 7 years. So you're already ahead of schedule. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get back on schedule here. So now look at this. The second month, you're down to 42,297, but you have to pay your interest payment on that amount. We're going to take the 42,297 times about 8% divided by 12. Your payment due that month is 282. When we add it back in, you're now at 42,579. But you got paid, your third month you got paid. Remember, you're going to inject your positive cash flow of 3320, minus it from the 42. Now you're at $39,259. Do you see how you took 3 months and paid off $10,000? If you rinse and repeat this cycle, you're going to be done with this in 14 months. I think if you look back and you see, but guess what? At the same time, you have another $50,000 that you have available to you anytime you want to use it, any way you want to use it. Remember, with the home equity line of credit is typically a 10-year draw period and a 10-year repayment period. You've already paid back your $50,000 in 14 months. You have that $50,000 again. Let's say you have a kid going off to college. It's another thing where you're eliminating debt because you're saying, now listen, if the child was able to get a scholarship, maybe they owe 45, 46,000, go ahead and do the same method. That way, their college is debt free. They don't have any college debt at all. That's the power of doing velocity banking and doing a line of credit. There's multiple ways to do this. In my scenario here, these people, we're not going to mess with their expenses. We're just going to use it and work it from the positive cash flow aspect. All your positive cash flow goes directly into your home equity line of credit to pay it down. You're doing speed banking. You can't beat that. That's a good method. Let's say you decide you're going to go into business. You needed $45,000 in, upstarting, expenses. Well, guess what? You can take that from your home equity line of credit. You have a positive cash flow coming in. You're not doing these credit card debts. You have $3,320 a month. Let's go ahead and pay it off. Go ahead, let's say you want to get some kind of equipment. Let's say you're doing commercial kitchen work. You need a commercial kitchen installed. This is $35,000. Go ahead and get your commercial kitchen. Pay it down with your positive cash flow. It may take you with that positive cash flow 35, maybe 9 months to pay it down. Do you see the power of how this thing works? Don't feel like you have to go to from robbing Peter to paying Paul. Velocity banking, you guys, it just works. It works off of you using your positive cash flow. And unlike a loan you can't pull from it. The loan is stuck. With the line of credit, you can actually borrow from it as much as you need to borrow from it. So I'm your dividend friend. I'm here until you win. But I'm going to ask you if you need any other consultations or help. I love to help you to do your personal chart. My information is www.dividend-friend.com.